Is an introduction really necessary for someone we all know so well?
Welcome to Dad Talks. I'm your host, Zach.
And I'm Scott. How the fuck are you tonight, guys? I'm definitely paying attention now, Zachary. I swear to God.
Yeah, I was about to say, we were just sitting there and you said you were paying attention, and then all of a sudden, oh, you're not looking at the camera.
Well, I fucking did my job right this week, and I took a bunch of notes that I wanted to talk about. And if I didn't take notes, I was gonna forget about it. You know how I get for these fucking things. I mean, honestly, and to goodness, that was the first time I got high today, and I am pickled. Zachary got a new toy. Tell him about it, Zach.
Yeah, it's a little electronic thing. Smoke wax with it.
It's a fucking seahorse. Get with it.
Yeah, I can see horse.
You were dancing around the
I don't
bush.
even. I just didn't remember what it was called for a second.
You said an electronic thing. I was like, what the
I didn't
fuck?
remember what it was called. But I want to swipe over on this real quick.
Okay. We're
I'll be able to read those things
we're live on
a bit
TikTok.
better.
Only on Zachary's personal TikTok right now. Because of my bad. My bad. So we finally got enough viewers to go live on TikTok on the Dad Talks, and they put it on my phone for the first time. Bad fucking idea. Apparently, we're not supposed to say that kind of stuff anymore. So excuse me.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch your language just a bit, huh?
I don't know. When I was brought up, you were saying shit like that.
Yeah, I know, but things are different now, and
And it wasn't like I was like, nah. No, it was. I think I was even talking to you or your brother.
I think you're talking to my brother because I was over on the live on
Yeah, because you were
my
across.
account.
You were across from me. I was facing you with the camera on you. Turn to talk to your brother.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, when I was growing up in high school, that's what one man that was friends with another man called the other guy. He'd be like, "Hey." Well, we're not going to get into it, but apparently now you're not supposed to.
Nah.
Well, I learned. You know, it happens. You'll have that on these big jobs.
Uh-huh.
I'm kind of looking. Look at the glass. I think the glasses look is the way to go, Zachary. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so. I mean, it definitely helps a lot with the light.
I'm gonna have to bring my glasses that I got from my fucking father at least, because yours have at least got a cool story. I'm rocking these little blue things that your son gave me the last time I was here. I had to give it back. You remember he walked in, he was like,
Yeah.
after he took them
We
back
waited there the whole time just for you to give him the glasses.
and walked out afterward. Waited out
Yeah.
that door for an hour and a half.
Said bye bye. Walked away.
That kid is cute as fuck. He's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
You got lucky, my man.
Mhm.
When
That's for sure.
my kids were that small, they were cute as fuck like that too. And then they grew up. They're not so cute anymore. I think that's the way it goes though, right?
Yeah.
Ah, man. It makes me sad. It makes me wish for when they were younger still, but they're growing into little humans now and they're out there making their own decisions and their own choices, and I'm very proud of both of them. You know, both of them made mistakes, but boy, I'm just so proud of the way they grew up, because think about when we were that young and what kind of terrible choices we were making.
Yeah.
It was a rough go of it.
That's for sure. Life definitely was a lot different even for me, although it was not so long ago. I'm only in my mid-20s, so
Yeah, dude, I keep forgetting about that. You got that old soul about your, well, whatever, my ex-girlfriend that would do those fucking star mapping and fucking birth chart shit would say, "You got an old soul, Scott." And I feel that you're very similar. So, I'll fucking tell you, boy, they're all weird, the ones that do that fucking birth chart and shit. Did you I know you've been with, she doesn't do it, does she?
really?
The astronomy and the birth charting and shit like that. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Yeah. Don't ever fucking. Mm-mm. Probably the best 6 months of my life, but the worst 6 months of my life at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
Can you dive into that a little bit or no?
Oh, we can dive into whatever the fuck you want. It's fine. But
Alright.
you know, as a younger man, I have made many terrible choices, and especially in women, as they tell me. So that's pretty much all that story had to do. She was just a nut nut. She was super nice, but the first thing she asked me after the first night was, what was the time and the place and the day of your birth? I was like, I don't know what fucking time I was born. She's like, you really need to figure it out. We need to get your birth certificate so we can look this up.
See, I remember what time I was born, but only for one reason.
Why?
I was the type of kid that always went on trips to Canada with my dad,
Okay.
and every time I get that birth certificate, I lose it.
So you had to get a new one.
So I had the idea. I told my grandmother because I lived with my grandmother. I told her, I said, go get me a picture frame. It's just a cheap one,
Mm-hmm.
50-cent one from the store. I don't care. She comes home with it and she says, here you go. I'm not sure what you need it for, but I ended up taking my birth certificate, put it in that picture frame, hung it on my wall in my bed, so I wouldn't lose it.
That is fucking funny.
Yep.
Do you still have it?
Yep.
God bless you. See, I never thought. I lived at my grandparents too.
Yeah.
Where'd your grandparents live? Right in town here?
No, they lived in Busy Lake.
Oh, that's right up on the Wilford thing, eh?
Right up right up close to there.
Yeah. Okay, good for you. Yeah, we're from right around here too.
Yep.
And I lived at my grandparents,
Mhm.
but I have no fucking idea when I was born. My grandma did have 3 copies of everything in her safe, though. God bless her.
Oh yeah, they
Like,
always do.
I love that. I wish I was more like that.
My grandfather has this black briefcase, the old school like leather one,
Mhm.
little spin combination on it,
Oh yeah.
and he has all of the documents of a whole bunch of stuff in there.
What did
Oh,
he? What did the old boy do that he had a briefcase?
let's see.
What are we doing? We pausing?
I got told to check our comments.
Uh-oh.
What's your favorite vegetable?
Fucking carrots.
Huh? Carrot? Yeah, I'd have to go along with that probably. Carrots and a little bit of
Just 2 guys with a crazy idea. Yes. See, now I fucking love you, whoever that was. God bless you. It was. It was. It just started with 2 guys working together. We just got back from getting high on break. And we were sitting there putting screws in something stupid that was probably going to get taken down again after we put it up anyway.
yeah.
But we're like, we should do a fucking podcast. And boom, here we are
Oh
now.
yeah.
And big things are happening for you guys, actually. Sorry, we're reading comments on live TikTok
Yeah,
as
we're
we're
doing a little
going.
laugh here. We're doing a little bit of both here. This is what the Dad Talks Quickies extended versions entail. There's a
Yeah,
little bit of TikTok live going on and recording the podcast at the same time.
which is cool. We like to hear what you guys have to fucking say. And there's not many chances that we get to hear what you say anymore. But we promise that Dad Talks TikTok Live will be coming next week, and we'll be going on Facebook and hopefully YouTube if you fuckers like and subscribe us.
We'll have TikTok live back March 8th.
Yep.
So it's dad.talk and simple as that. You'll see us the logo and it says Dad Talks. It's 2 guys. It's very easy to find.
I think we should get on the Facebook Live since that one is
Again.
not congruent to our listeners. You know what I mean? We can have 5 listeners and get on Facebook. See, we're just spitballing ideas here as we're cooking.
Yeah.
Zachary and I both threw out Hail Marys this week to people that we wanted to be on the podcast. I mean, that's pretty much. Oh, look at the picture.
What the fuck? Oh, dude. So she just sent me this.
Okay, what do you got? Let's see it.
So someone said in the comments, why did you block me on Jerkmate?
Jerk, mate? I don't know, buddy.
I don't know.
Why did who block who on Jerk, mate?
Now there's 2 of us here.
Yeah, it was probably me. And I probably blocked you because you were too needy. It's all Jerk, mate, dude. What is Jerk, mate?
I don't
It's
know.
got to
I've
be
never
some
heard of it.
fucking. It's got to be some
Is it
Tinder
real?
shit. Let's
It's probably
Google
a
it.
joke, but
I'm gonna Google it from a private page.
I know he's fucking around with us. But like,
Yeah, it was probably because you're too needy. No, why am I typing in the whole thing? I just want to know what Jerkmate is. It's probably Tinder. Watch sexy cam models. Motherfucker, I wish I knew. If I had a Jerkmate. Shit, my bad. I didn't even read it. Just blocked me. That's funny as fuck. Oh, we went way off topic tonight, guys.
yeah.
If you're still listening after this little bit, God bless you because you're the real fucking heroes. You're the ones we want to
Yes,
have
you
around
are.
after we go off tangents. Now, now think about it though. What we wanted to
shit.
talk about tonight was all the exciting shit we had going
Yeah.
on between Zach and I and our fucking Hail Mary throws out to just random celebrities and or
We've
influencers.
been getting some touchdown passes.
Touchdown. We're like
Yes.
fucking Randy Moss coming in clutch.
So there's not a lot of details that we can throw out there, but there's definitely some big things in the works with that talks, and it is coming this way very soon.
Just look how professional we got. We've got fucking headphones already. We're fucking cooking it. It is coming in. New
Yeah.
microphones, new camera coming in.
Yep, tomorrow.
We're painting the podcast room.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Putting things together. It's gonna be a bit more decorative behind us probably because I feel like
Can
some
we
of these
throw
things
some
could
of
probably
that
be
stuff?
behind us.
Yeah. What about that one? Can we do that one?
That one over there?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see why not. It's not offensive in any way.
Well, it is. It is to an entire political party.
It is, but what are you supposed to do if you're political on one side and not the other? You want to please the person that thinks the opposite of you?
I think no, I don't want to please
I'm
anybody.
not trying to please anybody
I
really
think
at all. But
I think the two-party system is fucking antiquated. So
yeah.
so I went and talked to somebody today that owns a garage, right?
Mhm.
He's an avid Republican, but he looks like it. He's an old stoner. He's got his own business. He's been in business for 20 years now, and he's one of those old school people. But I was getting high with him today on no, this wasn't the first time I got high today. So I guess I got high earlier with him. And he was talking about how he didn't even want to work on a Democrat's car because they're Democrat. Now,
Mhm.
do you think that's taking it too far? Or do you think that's just expressing a political view? That's what I wanted to ask him. Is that too far? Because I think it is.
I don't believe you.
You don't believe so?
No.
Now, I don't get me wrong. If you want, you have the right to not work on anybody's car that you want. But based on a political party, I don't care. Do you care about political parties?
No.
Not really. Not enough to say I wouldn't provide somebody a service.
No.
Yeah.
Money's money and that kind of
That's what
aspect.
I'm
That's what I
thinking,
would say.
dude.
I'd be like, hey, I don't care what you think. You're paying me to fix your car. I'm gonna fix your car for you.
Then
Now, if you're trying to lowball me on a price, then I'm gonna be like, hey, no.
yeah, exactly. I'm not cutting you any fucking deals.
No.
And I'm also not talking about, like, if you walk in there with blue hair and giant gauges and you're a girl and you're talking about feminism and bullshit, I'm not going to charge you any different. I'm also not going to listen to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Not that I would not provide a service.
Mhm.
Yeah, I fucking thought about that earlier and I wanted to ask you about it. Because I think like that thing is just separating the country further, don't you?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
That's
Like
what
between the two things, ever since, and I'll say it,
hit
Donald
me.
Trump
Ooh.
became president.
Yep.
The first time.
Yep.
The political parties are just
So far off from left and right, it's crazy.
yeah. I mean, this is one thing we always said we weren't gonna really dive into, but
Just a hot second.
yeah, it gives a little bit of perspective on what we think about. It lets people know what our persona is.
Well, we're both very conservative minded people
We are.
in most aspects.
Yep.
Um, I'd say more Republican leaning for sure.
Mhm.
Definitely. I don't even know what I registered to vote as, dude.
So
What are
I'm
you
not
registered?
registered to vote as anything. I went to go vote and registered. Well, I'm registered to vote, but I'm just not registered on any party because I never voted.
You never voted?
No, I went to go vote, dude,
Mhm.
and I just completely didn't even realize the fact that it didn't matter that I could go to vote and not go to work for a little bit.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
So when I got to work that day, I had told them that they asked everybody who voted. I don't know. They were just curious.
Mhm.
Somebody at work, and I guess that if you were like late, like an hour or whatever,
Mhm.
as long as it wasn't stupid, uh, it was a lot at that time. I mean, you had to use your sick time or whatever to cover it, but
Oh, that's dog shit. It's just a
I
federal.
think
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think you should be.
No,
It's like
probably not. I think they just looked the other way for it.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's one of those things you as a
You,
blue collar
yeah,
worker should get paid to
you
go and
shouldn't.
vote.
Yeah, you should.
You should.
You should. Because, hey, what happened when they wanted me to go and get my COVID shot when I was working?
Did you get paid?
Yeah. So when I was working at the place I was working at doing vinyl,
Mhm.
I went and refused basically to get my COVID shot because
Oh, so you
I
never got one?
so listen, I was never I tried getting COVID.
Yep.
Tried.
Yep.
Never got it. So I was like, what do I need a shot for? And
Okay.
that was just my common sense. And then work was trying to force it on me, and I was just like, there's no reason for me to go and get it. I don't need it. And they ended up telling me one day when there was 2 of us left out of the whole freaking company that didn't have a COVID shot, and we still had to wear masks. Only the 2 of us.
Fucking dumb. See, now that's dog shit. I worked at the jail.
Yeah.
No, go ahead with yours. Is that
Yeah,
it?
but, they ended up getting the other one to go and get their COVID shot. I waited a little while longer, put it out. Next thing you know, hey, we'll pay you if you go and get your COVID shot.
Yep.
You have 4 hours.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Did you go get it?
I went and got it. It took me 20 minutes.
You just got one
I
of them,
didn't
though.
show back up for 4 hours, though.
Why would you? Why would you? They told you to go for 4 hours.
I went and had a nice long lunch.
You'd be silly just to go back right after 20 minutes, especially when they told you it was 4 hours. So you only got one of them, or did you get two?
I got the one, and then they paid me to go back for the second.
Oh, see, I should have held out. But I was at the jail, and I did catch COVID because they had the nurses come in, like the fucking Vermont health department came in with the swizzle sticks and jammed them up our nose
Yeah.
for the tests. And there was a slew of us that tested positive. So we were on paid leave for fucking 6 weeks, on
Yeah.
house arrest pretty much. The sheriff was coming to my fucking house every day to see if I was there.
Huh.
It was dog shit. Then I tested negative 1 week, and I was like, fuck, I don't want to go back to work yet.
Wow.
Went shopping for the kids at Walmart after there was a fucking outbreak, and then I had to go get tested again, and I was positive again. So I was out for 7 weeks. Not sick at all. Not a fucking person in my house was sick, but we all tested positive.
That's crazy.
Not a symptom between us. I think that fucking COVID was just bullshit.
So I had caught COVID like last, no, a year and a half, 2 years ago.
Did you get sick?
I was kind of sick.
What's kind of sick?
I think it was like a general common cold. I was tired. I was a little overly exhausted. Yeah, but about it.
I think that's all I was, but I thought it was just because I was smoking a lot of weed because I was on house arrest.
Mm.
The only place you could go was out on the back porch, bro. I mean, we went to walk my dog one time around the parking lot, and the fucking neighbor called the cops on us.
Yeah.
All right. What else did you want to talk about tonight, Zachary? I know you had fucking something else. There was one more thing I wanted to get into a little bit because I learned a little bit about it this week.
Go ahead, shoot.
I know we're staying on the fucking political side of things tonight, but not really. I just wanted to bring up the whole corrections officer thing in New York State. Did you hear anything about that at all?
I did send you those 2 links. I opened them up and I read a little bit into it, but I don't really remember much of it because I was in a rush getting ready for work while I was trying to read it at the same time.
See,
So.
now I didn't really look at those links too much.
No, I didn't. So
No,
don't feel bad.
that's fine. That's fine. But I looked up a bunch of it the other day because my dad was talking about it. He had mentioned that they had the National Guard in the fucking jail because so many people were out on strike.
So actually, when I was, I think it was last weekend, I believe. No, not this last weekend, but the weekend before.
Okay.
I was on my way home, and I stopped to the gas station, Maplefield.
And Saranac there?
No, it's the one right there out in front of Lowe's.
Oh, okay.
And I was gassing on my truck. I looked over. There's 2 buses, like just old like school buses.
Mhm.
They're painted blue, and just so happened to look inside of Maplefield, and it's all armed forces. It's all guys dressed up in camouflage, head to toe.
National Guardsmen, all of
National
them.
Guard.
Mhm.
And Just getting stuff, snacks, drink,
Did
going to
you
the
talk to
bathroom.
any of them?
No, I didn't get a chance. I was gassing up my truck the whole time, and all of them, like, literally, like, it wasn't like they took their time coming out. They all just made, like, a quick fucking, like, brisk walk to the bus, got right up in that bus, and packed in like sardines. And when I tell you they were packed in them 2 buses like sardines,
Oh yeah,
I drove past, and those guys, obviously bigger than even freaking you, most of them in there, they're all freaking shoulder to shoulder in them seats. Some standing up in the aisle. And I'm like,
really?
holy shit, that's a lot of people.
Well, that's the U.S. government not funding them enough to fucking give them rides to the place they have to work.
Mhm.
Fucking A. It's sad. It's sad. I've got a bunch of friends in the reserves, but most of them are in Vermont. I'm like talking about the state of the equipment that they give them and shit, and how beat up and used to shit it is, but they can't fucking buy new equipment because of blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's wild. It is wild. And that was your chance to fucking ask him too. That was God saying, Zachary, you know we were talking about the corrections thing. Ask him.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
It'll
I
happen.
probably should have.
Should
But
have.
I was also in a rush to get home. I didn't. It was late. I just got done work.
Oh, it's rough. It's rough out there for a pimp, buddy.
Yeah, I
But
was ready to get home.
but we're fucking working through it, bro. We got to get out of that plant situation. That blue collar gig is killing us both.
Yeah, eventually we'll get there. Hey, like I said, like we said, big things are coming our way, and hopefully even bigger things will follow with that.
Oh boy, that's what I'm hoping. We're gonna have to start talking in parables to get that big. You gotta, if you get that big, you gotta start talking in parables to people. They think about it a little bit.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What does that one say?
There's just a whole bunch of people
Oh,
like
we missed it. There was a couple comments earlier I was trying to read, but I can't turn my head fucking sideways like that to get at
Yeah,
them.
no, it's a little messed up. Once we get it set up on the computer, be a lot more easier.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Which is for our next episode for you guys to know, and
The next real
I
episode
believe it's gonna be
this
on
Sunday.
our
I thought it-
yes, because we get TikTok live back on Saturday, so we'll be able to be on live for our next episode on Sunday.
That's right. And,
Which I don't know if you want to tell them what a little bit of the episode will be.
uh, that's the one with Ashton, right? Is this week?
Uh, yes.
So Ashton does a podcast by himself and a podcast with his wife. The one by himself is
Well,
Pura Vida Wealth, and I can't remember the one he does with his wife.
serendipitous moments.
Yeah, that's the one I haven't checked out yet, but I have checked out the Wealth one. The kid is very smart
Yes, he
for
is.
a young man such as himself. He reminds me a lot of you, bro. I mean, it took me a lot of years to get where you guys are already at in the fucking mid-20s, you know?
Well, I straightened myself up real quick and just fought real hard. When before we had the kid, she was pregnant. I was working up in Champlain at Derringer's and making $16 an hour,
Yep.
paying $6.75 for rent, and still had to
Boy.
pay for my electric and everything else, all in single check. And I was like, this is not gonna make it. And we're barely surviving the two of us together here. And I had all I could. I mean, she had everything she needed because she was pregnant.
Mhm.
There's a couple of days, I mean, more than a few days, where I'd be like, hey, I'm not gonna eat as much. I'm gonna save it for her because she's got a kid.
You,
She's supporting her too.
you fucking A, buddy.
And once I went on leave for her to go into labor, I had put into Michelin
Mhm.
before that,
Mhm.
and I finally had her back. And I told him, I was like, I'll be able to start in this date. This is when I'll be ready. And it was all lined up for when he was born for me to have a job that was paying at least decent enough for me to support the three of us.
Fucking God bless him, man. That is good. That's
Mhm.
good. I know. Well, I'm a single father, as you fucking know, but when I was with her, we were still having the babies. I stayed with her until the baby was like 3 or 4.
Yep.
So, and at the beginning of it, I was working at Michelin, but it wasn't Michelin at the time, it was Camso. And then when my second baby was born, I realized that Camso wasn't quite doing it. It barely got us by on one kid,
Yep.
and we were living hand to mouth. I had just bought a house. Well, it was a small trailer, like a really small trailer that I turned into a 2-bedroom. I
Mhm.
remodeled the whole fucking thing, top to bottom. And after that, we split up. She kept the trailer, so it was kind of a shitter. Oh, yeah. What's that fucking Jerry whatever song? I got the gold, or she got the gold mine, and I got the shaft.
Oh.
Oh, that's where she was.
Oh.
Yeah, it was rugged.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, you got to figure it the fuck out, right? You got to still support your kids.
You always gotta figure it out.
Yeah,
And the
that's
only person that's gonna do that for you is you.
it's fucking you. And don't you ever think, well, I agree and I disagree.
Well,
It's you got to go out there and socialize and network and make shit
so
happen for yourself.
yeah, you're gonna figure it out for yourself because I mean, yeah, there's other people that you can go to because you might not be able to solve something, and they might be a little bit more intelligent in that aspect than whatever field it is,
I agree.
and they're gonna quote unquote figure it out for you. But you figured
Still,
out, hey, I can't do this. I need help. I need to go to this person. I know this person can do this. You figured it out for yourself.
I agree, and I still agree and disagree. I
Yeah.
think because yeah, as a man, especially men raised up here and in the way that we were raised, right?
Mhm.
You figure your own shit out. You figure it the
Supposed to.
fuck out and you do it. But we've noticed that over the years, the more you collaborate and look to other people, maybe not for help,
Yep.
but like look at this podcast, bro. Both of us together have tried, or both of us separate have tried before to do something similar to this or something along the lines of this.
Yeah.
And then it didn't really work out square, but we found each other and now it's fucking coming right together. I think.
It's that golden ticket.
You fucking right. God bless that old lady that fucking said it to me.
And you know what? We're gonna use that golden ticket
Twice.
for Alex Jones.
If Alex Jones comes on this podcast, that's my make a wish. I'll be happy. If Alex Jones comes on the fucking podcast, that's our goal, I think.
Yeah,
I,
that'd be pretty sick.
I
I
mean,
mean, we'd be definitely glad to have quite a few, almost like anybody out
anybody.
there.
Anybody.
Anybody out there, like doesn't matter who you are.
I don't even want famous people. I just
We
want
can.
people that we can come on and bullshit with and have a great conversation that's
If
going to
you
teach
can
us something.
hold a conversation with us, go ahead, reach out. Email is dadtalks.2025@gmail.com.
We'll put all our handles in the description of this. You can get
Yeah,
a hold of us on
of course.
anything, guys, but we
And
prefer an email.
yeah, just shoot us an email, a message on something, and we'll set something up to talk to you. We'll answer right back. I mean, an email might take us a second to look at, but we'll answer that day within an hour.
Oh, don't tell him an hour. Shut up.
Within an hour.
Don't say that because that guy answered me at 2 o'clock in the morning and I was
Okay,
fucking dead to
listen.
the world.
In Eastern time, if it's during the day between what time do you get up?
I'm up at 8:30 every
Okay.
day. I'm up at 6, but let's say 8:30 I
We'll
touch
say
my phone.
8:30 to 1 a.m.
Oh, 1 a.m.?
because I'm up pretty late.
Then you better start answering your phone while you're at fucking work.
Eastern time.
You heard, motherfucker.
Message us, email us, we'll answer.
Well, I'm going to start working nights too, so you can get a hold of us at night too.
Well, yeah, when you're working nights, then we'll be 24 hours a day.
24/7. Answering the phone. Coming at you live. Start doing lives from work and shit.
You know what would be cool?
What?
I don't know. Let's if people would think it'd be a cool idea. I believe it would be.
Hit me.
What if we did just little phone calls? Like if we had people call in, we just got like a burner phone,
Yeah, absolutely.
and when we were doing live,
Absolutely.
just put the number out there and be like, hey, call this number, and we'll talk to you during the podcast.
We'll get a burner phone next week.
That'd be awesome.
I would love to hear people like that. I've seen a couple podcasts do that when they call in and talk to them about like certain subjects.
Mhm.
Or you know what else is my favorite? Have you ever heard the jujitsu tapes? I know you haven't because you're
No, I
not a
haven't.
jujitsu nerd.
Yeah.
But there's like an answering machine set up that people can call in and do funny BJJ Oh, I'll show you after we're done.
All right.
I'll put a link in down in the bottom of here too, so if you want to check it out later.
Sounds good.
Yeah. What is that saying? The Miller family what?
Like it alive.
Oh, she's liking it.
Yeah.
That's her, right? Was
Yeah,
the
that's
Miller
her right now.
family? Okay.
There's other people that were doing it, but that's her right now. I don't even know who's watching currently. Let's go ahead and take a peek right here.
I think it says two,
I
but
think
there's
it
a
says
bunch of
two.
comments. See if you can
But right
jump
now, I
back
only
and
see
see what we
one.
got.
I'm gonna go all the way back.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, I gotta go there. It's way too many.
That is a lot of likes. Thank you so much for going ham.
Oh yeah,
She's such a
it's always
sweetheart.
appreciated.
I love how much she gets
Those
into it.
likes help.
Every
They
fucking
do.
one of them. We started posting a bunch of videos on TikTok. I think that people are enjoying it. We're up to a bunch of followers.
Was that the other dad email?
What's that?
Never mind. I didn't come across this phone. No.
What are we thinking about?
I don't know. I just. Oh, that's that. What is that? 3.3K.
3.3K of what?
3.3K. Like.
Oh, are you just sitting there liking the fucking thing? What a sweetheart. We're gonna have to help her fucking paint the house in a day here. Otherwise she's gonna freak out and do it all herself.
Oh well, I started to help with this over here, but of course she did from that corner there in the living room and all the way around
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, I'll come back and help you, buddy. Don't worry.
I gotta start the taping off right here in the cupboards in the kitchen and everything.
Well, taper off tonight. I'm gonna go back to I have to paint and fucking sand and mud tonight.
Mhm.
And I haven't. I've been procrastinating like a motherfucker.
Oh, see, I started mudding yesterday
Yeah.
and started painting last night, and then ended up painting like so in morning.
So how did you come about to learn all this shit, Zachary? Did you work someplace for a carpenter, or did you go to carpentry class when you were in school, or what did you do to learn all of this shit?
So I grew up with my grandfathers and grandmothers. My grandfather had a garage,
Yep.
had all the tools,
Yep.
and a bunch of wood. I was a curious kid.
Just went out there and started banging nails and shit.
They let me go out, and because they already had taught me how to use tools, they told me what I could use. Of course, when I was real young, no power tool.
Yeah.
But as I got older, power tool, and I would just build things, uh, whittle things, freaking wood burn stuff.
Yeah.
And then when I came to doing like just jobs for myself, and of course, being young, I didn't have my own money.
There you
Starting
go.
off, I worked with what I had, so I had to be real creative. And I can make something out of what people would say nothing. Like, give me a few things to make something, and I'm gonna figure it out, whatever it is. Like last night, we cleaned the turtle tank, and I don't have the shower hose won't reach far enough because it's way over here by the door.
Oh yeah, I saw.
And I took the old shower hose and I took one of the fittings to the sink because it screws in instead of screwing over it.
Yep.
And I put that old fitting onto the shower hose, took a little bit of freaking plumbing tape and electrical tape, and made myself a nice little hose
Fucking
onto the
right,
bathroom
man.
sink.
Fucking right.
I mean, there's way more creative things that I have done before, but that
I
was just a quick little thing that I did last night.
I like it. I like it. Now that kind of shit translates to real life out here. So if you know, especially up here, bro, because if you don't know how to work on shit, you're not gonna live out in the countryside out here.
Yeah, I mean, there's that, and then when I lived down in that stable, there was this old guy from uh, I mean, I'm not 100%. I think it was New Jersey or something like that. Uh, I was working for a propane company
Mm-hmm.
and building supply company, and this guy stopped one day and he was like, "Hey, there's this guy that was supposed to help me out. I need a worker," and he was talking to the guy that owns the place, and the guy was like, "Ask him." I was like, "What am I doing?" And apparently, it was building a log cabin in the woods, like decent, like, vacation home log cabin.
Fucking right.
2-story with a deck that wraps around it, and it's, on a cliff side, so it's, like the ground underneath it is on a 45-degree slope.
All right.
We had to, obviously run electric all the way back and plumbing and everything. We, when I showed up, all that part was done, at least.
So how many of you was there working?
He was doing measurements and cutting wood, the old man,
Yeah.
and I was assembling.
Holy fuck. Do ya? That's a job.
Yeah.
I like it.
I was crying. Winter.
Oh, you were crying?
No, I said I was crawling around
Oh,
underneath stuff
Jesus.
in winter, like crawling through the snow underneath this place as we're starting to build the foundation, like the deck foundation of the actual building.
Yeah.
And I'm crawling through freaking like 2.5 foot, 3 foot deep fucking snow.
Fuck that. Boy, I used to do that shit all the time, bro.
But yeah, I mean, every day I left, I mean, he'd come and pick me up. I had my own vehicle. He'd come and pick me up,
Have breakfast too,
coffee,
I'm sure. Yeah.
bring me there, give me a drink or whatever,
Yeah.
and then he'd have stuff in the truck. And then at the end of the day, get back in the truck before we pull out.
6-pack on the way home.
Oh, he'd offer that, but he'd hand me cash every day.
Yep.
It wasn't like you gotta wait a week, you gotta wait a couple days. No, it was every day. So I had some money to go and spend, and it was like 100 plus a day
I'm sold.
for doing what I was doing at that age.
Well, you just change it out for me, right? I would do that nowadays for $100 a day.
Mhm.
That's the way to go.
Yep.
Keep it out of the fucking government's pocket.
Yes, sir.
But you
Get hired. Yeah.
can't do that shit nowadays.
No.
The only place you can do that is down the road on the reservation.
And of course, I was under 18, so.
Even worse, because
Mhm.
you're out there using power tools and nonsense.
Hey,
Whatever, it is what it is.
I grew up with a lot of things to play with like that, so it
Once
was all
again,
kind of natural. I also grew up in a garage with my grandfather on my dad's side and my dad because they had their own trucking business.
fucking A, don't you know it? You were right
So
up the road from us.
yeah, we had to fix the trucks ourselves.
Yep.
We didn't have no mechanic. We were the mechanics. My dad, my grandfather, me, my brother, and my uncle.
Fucking right.
And whatever one of our crazy friends come by.
I like it. I like it.
Or, you know, Conan will come by a lot.
Who's that?
Conan?
Oh, back in the day?
Oh, all the time.
Boy, I used to love that dude. I
He'd
really
come
loved him.
over, he'd sit down on the car, and then he'd sit there and smoke.
We ought to have
Talk.
him on. Come and chat with us.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
He'd be interesting as fuck.
He's got some stories.
He
That's
does.
for sure.
I haven't seen him around much lately.
No, I haven't even seen him come up to the garage in quite a while.
See, now that's the same fuck. Do you still hang out up to the garage with your old man?
I haven't been up there in quite some time, but I still know what goes on up there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Boy, howdy. We'll have to go up and hang out one day.
it would be fun.
Yes, sir. You know what's super funny? We grew up about 3 miles down the road from each other. Well, when I was still fucking under 20, I lived probably 3 miles down the road from you the whole time. We grew up very similar. We had a garage and shit, but we grew up on a scrapyard, bro.
Yep.
A scrapyard and a farm.
Mhm.
And we were working all the fuck time. All the time. If you weren't milking cows, you were fucking loading scrap.
Yes, sir.
And boy, that was fucking hard growing up. It was terrible.
Always we're doing something.
I don't want to say terrible because it taught you real life goals and real life, like, diversity and real life fucking dedication to something.
Like I remember from being that young. Like I have very vivid because of course working in a garage, you get hungry.
Yep.
Very vivid memories of it. Having sandwiches you bring along. Of course, bread, white. You're in a garage, working on a truck. I'd eat a
Greasy
lot.
fucking sandwich.
Sandwich.
Yeah.
By the time I was done,
By the time it's
shovel in
fucking,
my
by the time you're on that little square corner at the end, the fucking thing is blacker than can be.
And it's so crazy because you wipe your hands all off and everything, of course.
It
That
don't
little
matter.
bit
You're
doesn't come
still
off.
getting grease on your sandwich,
yeah,
bro.
that little bit don't come off, and you try and try and try, it don't come off. You touch the bread, your hands are clean, and it comes off. I mean, of course, not completely, but it comes off on the fucking bread. And then
It
you eat it.
it's fucking nuts. You will have that black grease finger all over fucking everything. And you know
Oh,
what's
yeah.
even fucking worse? We sit there and eat it anyway. Nobody fucking cares.
No.
Not a soul.
And the worst part about that is, when you sit there in a group, every single one of them does it.
Oh,
And
yeah.
nobody says a fucking thing to anybody.
Oh, no. I'd be stealing sandwiches from my dad fucking
Everybody
halfway
be-
through.
Yeah, everybody be like, oh, these are so fucking good.
Yeah, just
Delicious.
bologna and fucking mustard sandwiches. Boy, that's how you know you were a Chewy, is you were eating bologna and mustard sandwiches for fucking lunch.
With a 7-Up, bro, and Sprite.
Oh,
something like
no.
that.
Iced tea, buddy.
Iced tea, yeah, but hey, there was always soda around my dad because he had a big soda thing when he was
Yeah.
in his late 30s, early 40s.
No shit.
Yeah, he kind of got off. He got off that though. He still does a ginger ale, but it's a lot of water. Stuff
Fucking
like that.
iced tea. Still iced tea to this day.
Yeah, he loved his Kool-Aid.
Oh, that's too sugary for me, bro.
Yeah.
That Kool-Aid will get you down. Don't get me wrong, I love some purple drink, but that shit has got so much sugar in it,
Oh
it'll
my
fucking make
God.
you whiz.
Hey, I had some when I was out in Plattsburgh, and of course, it was made by a good buddy of mine, and they throw a lot of extra sugar in there.
2 cups.
Oh,
2 cups.
oh,
I
it
got
got me hooked on that for a little while, and I was like, oh no, this is so gonna kill me.
one of my brothers that I used to work with in fucking corrections was all about the Kool-Aid. He'd bring it in by the gallon jug. He'd be, man, I got that Kool-Aid today. I say, good, keep it, because we worked in the same fucking unit.
Yep.
Then you can't leave to go get a drink. You're sitting in that fucking unit for 12 hours, waiting for a break. Sometimes you didn't get a
Yep.
fucking break for 8 hours, so you were like dying of thirst, ready to drink it out of the back of the fucking sink in the cell.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how fucking thirsty you were. Boy, good time. Good time. Back to growing up, though. We didn't grow up on a garage. We had a junkyard, but boy, we could pull some cars out of that bitch, throw them together a little bit, drive them all around.
See that? We even had quite a few cars laying around.
Did you up there too?
Oh yeah, back in the woods.
Fuck
Too.
yeah.
We'd have some just hanging around, just the old vehicles that they had a issue with them and they just never got fixed, but never sold them. And I'd look at my dad and be like, "Hey, if I fix that up, I drive it.
Oh yeah?
If you can fix it, go for it."
That was the way
And
she was, buddy.
boy, there was this one time. I messaged him. He wasn't home, and I put it out there. I was able to drive legally, so this is not bad parenting on it. But he was obviously he was over the road truck driver at the time. And there was this old I believe it was a Mercury that was in the backyard, like in the
Now what's old? What year is old? Like
uh
60s Mercury or 70s? I know it's not much of a difference, but it is in body style. So it's not that old.
no, not that old.
Okay. Old to you, you short
Old
fuck.
to me,
Yeah.
but it's old now too.
True.
But
True. Almost a classic.
yeah, almost everything becomes a classic eventually. But anyway,
That's
it's
true.
sitting in the backyard, and what I mean by that is where it's off the yard where it's mowed. It's almost in the bushes.
Mm-hmm.
And I went back there, caught all the freaking bushes down, weed whacked, went around the car, messaged them. I was like, hey, if I can fix this car, if I can get it running, can I use it to go somewhere? Sure. But also, if you get caught, though, that's not my fault. It's no plate
She's stolen.
on it. Yep.
That's what they used to tell me, buddy.
And they had tried working on this car, working on this car, working on this car. It never started. It never started. Mind you, it was his wife. And I go and I'm outside for maybe 35, 45 minutes. Turns right over. Not much. Just a few bad connections. And they just kind of overlooked it.
Wiring's hard on a car, bro. It
Power
doesn't
steering
matter.
was,
Non-existent back then.
yeah. It was horrid.
Yeah. I didn't.
Especially being used to power steering, and that was the first car I ever got in. There was no power steering. I go to start driving, and I'm like, oh boy. I was like, what's this? Yeah, no, that car, dude. And it had steering problems anyway. It definitely took both arms and
That's
all you could to.
that's why they called that back in the day Armstrong steering, buddy.
Oh
I had a
yeah.
couple cars like that. I had an old Stingray, fucking '72 Stingray with Armstrong steering in it.
Mhm.
Oh, she is the
What's this?
sweetest. What'd she say?
Oh, we got 77 viewers right now.
Did
What?
she say how? That's on hers though, right? Yeah. Now go back out. Did she say how proud she was?
Yeah, she's so proud of y'all.
Oh, thank
I did
you.
not even realize that we have 77 viewers. Thank you to my fiance. Oh, she says a few minutes ago. But I don't know. On my screen, it's not updating very well. I see all the freaking likes and the comments, but
Oh, fuckers. See, now I can't wait to go live on Dad Talks. We'll have to just behave and be good and come up with some good shit next time.
we will. Hey, listen. If we have that many people in there, definitely we've been talking about something now.
Yeah, we'll make it happen, boys. Don't worry.
But
I think betwixt us, we're doing fucking well right now. I
yeah,
think she's coming together.
yeah.
I think the old stories of fucking everything that we used to do is happening, and with all the new people coming on and all the good stuff that we've got planned for you guys, we're pretty fucking stoked.
Listen, life only goes up from here.
You're turning into a motivational fucking packet.
Have to.
You have to. If you can't find good people, be good people.
Yes.
I stole that one, fucking Joey. But you know what's up. We're making it happen. We'll have our own fucking book of parables here by the end of this.
I'm gonna have to start writing all these down.
Oh, I am. Don't worry. I fucking am.
Because remember, you told Anthony we're gonna start a whole clothing line on
On fucking
motivational quotes.
motivational T-shirts. Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yes, we can.
Well, I know Zachary is on the editing side of everything, and he is fucking spectacular at that. I think our videos have shown. But my turn is coming up shortly because we've gotten so many new viewers and so many new people watching this shit, and we've gotten so many views. I think we're going to start a merch line, and my end of the business is the business part.
Mhm.
So, guys, look out pretty soon. We're going to start a merch line of t-shirts and sweatshirts and hats, I think, just to start. And then it's just going to go up from there. Whatever else you guys, if you have any suggestions or anything like that, if you guys want to see some fucking Dad Talk merch of some sort or another that we haven't talked about, get
Yeah.
a hold of us.
Oh yeah.
If you've got a connection, if you know somebody, if you think you make the best t-shirts for the cheapest price, or if you know anything like that, get a hold of us. We want to talk to you. We want to hear from you.
Of course, and we'll help with your business out there along with it.
And we really are all about paying it forward, guys.
Mhm.
I mean, that's how we're here in front of you today, because we decided to do this and some people decided to pay it forward a little bit and give us a hand up. And we just want to do the same for the next small business in line. We're all about small business. I know myself, I don't know, Zachary, coming from a small town, support small business because that's all we have here, man. Is small business and people just trying to make it a little bit.
Mhm.
So we get behind that shit.
That's for sure, man. 100%. 110%.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
giving
come
it
on.
over 100?
I mean, when I was growing up, I had my own little business.
Everybody did when they were growing up, didn't they?
I had my landscaping business.
Oh, Zachary, you did?
Yes, I did. I enjoyed that so much.
God damn it, me too, you little fuck. This is so weird.
Let's go
Especially
get
when
some insurance.
I told you, let's do it.
Landscape
You do landscaping? You would slap a plow on that truck of yours?
contracting.
I'm better at landscaping, and I can do rough contracting.
Yeah.
You
That-
too, eh? Are you any
Yeah.
good at finished contracting? I mean, I could do the fuck out of some sheetrock.
You can do sheetrock, and we can do. I think between the two of us,
Yep.
we could do it.
Yeah, if we're starting, yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Get your brother involved too. Have him come help. I got another couple guys. Oh yeah, this could work. See, and that's what happens. That's why this podcast is where it's at, guys. We
Sounds
sit here and brainstorm.
This podcast is where all the ideas come from.
I think so. Not only do they spew from here, but you guys get to hear that shit too and hear them born.
Mm-hmm.
This is the bird.
And they're hearing it live as we speak.
Coming at you. See this quickie shit? 49 minutes already.
That's why it's
Extended edition. That was pretty funny. That was a good one.
Yeah, I love that
We
one.
were sitting here taking dabs beforehand. And we were like, what the fuck can we call this thing? What would be super funny? And we settled on the extended edition.
Quick.
It was either that one or the shorts, but not
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, I just think when I heard the Quickie one, that one got me.
So for the next short, I've already decided what we got to talk about.
What's
We'll give you a little preview. But the work-life balance of I want to get back into the dad talks a little bit while we're alone.
Yeah.
Because the quickies are just you and me bullshitting about
Mhm.
nonsense, and the good ones are come out on Sundays. Make sure you look out for us late Sunday night or early Monday morning.
Hey, rewind a little bit there. Good
Oh.
one.
Well, you know,
Just the good ones come out Sunday.
you and
Hey,
me bullshitting is fun and all,
Our
but
Wednesday one last time, that was actually the one where we started to realize we're like, hey, this is actually picking up and going somewhere because that's when we recorded the one the next weekend with Anthony and Eric.
that's true. That's true. And I think the weekend editions are our chances to be real life reporters and talk to people and shit. That's what I was thinking.
That last Wednesday one as well was the one that actually really kicked us into our Hail Marys and our fucking things actually starting to look up for us and more ideas and more things that we're stretching out for.
Buddy, I think that's what we're full of is fucking ideas. Between the two of us, we've got the ideas on lockdown.
This is a little bit of that devil's lettuce.
That devil's lettuce, you get it going, especially when it's in fucking dab form, my son. Oh,
Oh,
that little seahorse was the best purchase you've ever fucking gotten, I think.
yes, it was.
If anybody has any ideas that have something better, let us know.
Well, I mean, there are some
Puff.
things that are better.
We need that puff go next.
Yeah, we need to. I think actually I might already get one at a decent price. So I'll have to look into it.
I saw one for sale the other day, but the dude wanted $400 for it, and it's the old one.
Yeah, no.
I said, no fucking way.
See, I'm gonna go talk to Earl.
Earl?
Or talk to Dennis and see what each of them sell them for.
Okay.
See who wants to sell it cheaper.
Maybe we'll give you a shout out. We should go and talk to them.
Yeah. You know, that'd be cool. Maybe
Local business sponsorship?
one of them one or both of them if he wants to.
We should. Let's go.
I
talk to
know
them.
Dennis about the Herb Cave.
I know he does, and Dennis is a cool dude.
Mhm.
I know a bunch of people that
That's
get
why
along
I
with
go
him.
to the Herb Cave now. Most of the time because Dennis also supports them. I mean, if he supports them,
And that's a small business, not locally to our town, but locally to the place where we frequent quite often.
yeah.
Actually, my town. I live there now.
Yeah, that is your town now.
Yeah, but I don't consider that.
Was
town.
my town when I lived there, but
Home is fucking right here, buddy. You know,
Mm.
always will be deep down.
This is where I'm from.
I think that's how most people think too.
The
is
home is where I'm happy.
Ooh, oh fuck, son, you are one fucking Norman Rockwell painting today. Somebody get this man a calendar.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh, we're starting a fucking motivational speech calendar now.
Yeah,
Throw
what are you
that
gonna
on
do?
the old
Throw our
merch.
faces up there with a little bit of a motivational speech.
We got to do funny faces like fucking.
Yeah, we gotta repeat the hang in there, a little kitten. Just gonna be us hanging out, fucking a bridge or some shit.
You got to get the fucking this going. You know, for the fucking. Oh, that's a fucking photo waiting to happen, son. Right there, that's coming onto the fucking calendar.
But you gotta sit here and start throwing ourselves around.
Well, you got to throw your hands around like this because I noticed that neither of us talk fucking very fucking into it.
Wow, you see, once we have a better camera where it's set up where I can see our hands, because I do move my hands sometimes, it's just down here.
Yeah, it's fucking down here, right here. That's why I fucking moved this. But you know, I'm fucking throwing them out here for you guys to see. All right, let's get out of here before I start fucking saying something stupid.
Oh yeah, oh look at that. We're rolling at 54 minutes here.
Now, you guys, before we go, we just want to remind you that we've got a bunch of exciting shit coming up. You can find us on any platform. We'll put all of our social media handles in the bottom. And anybody that has anything interesting you want to tell us, I don't care if you don't think it's fucking interesting. Maybe we'll think it's interesting. Come shout us out. Come talk to us. We're gonna get the phone cooking. I think that was a great fucking idea.
Mm-hmm.
Start talking to more viewers more often.
That's for sure.
Oh fuck, wouldn't that be cool?
Well, you see, if we have we're gonna have it for the next recording. We're gonna have live TikTok right hooked up to our podcast, and it's gonna be popping up right on the site, bro.
True, and we
Yeah.
will have our handle down in the description, like I said.
Yes. Yes.
So come at us on TikTok. We need you guys to like and subscribe to us on fucking YouTube so we
So-
can go live.
Yeah. I mean, even while we're on live, I could always just do some things like this too. You know. You guys
Oh,
remember?
yes.
We learned some new things. We throw some stuff up like that.
Yes.
Of course, we learned that a little while ago, thanks to a friend, friends, Eric and Anthony at Raw Minds.
Check them fuckers out too. Their podcast can be found on all podcast platforms. I'm pretty
Mhm.
sure. They're Raw Minds by Eric and Anthony. They're based out of British Columbia and Vancouver.
I believe so. Yeah.
Soon to be one position because those guys are fucking hooking it up.
Mhm.
We're so excited for them.
That's for sure.
All right, you got anything else, Zach?
I don't think so.
I think that's it for
I
the
think
night,
we're
guys.
just gonna hop off. We might stay on the live for a bit, maybe. And I think this is where we're gonna cut the podcast.
All right, guys. Like I said, we'll see you this Sunday with our special guest Ashton from Pura Vida Wealth.
Mhm.
And then next week was who? Alan?
Next week was Alan. Yes.
Yeah.
On,
From fucking Nomad.
were we doing that on Sunday?
I think we said
No,
Saturday
it
for
was
that.
Saturday.
Yeah.
And we're doing it 8, 9 Eastern time.
Yep. Something like that.
Around there. We'll let you know for sure. This coming week
We probably won't be live for that one though.
with Alan.
Yeah.
Will be discussed.
Yeah. We'll talk about it. We'll get back to you guys.
It may be an explicit episode.
Yeah, so we might have to put that. We should get the Patreon cooking too.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, guys. See all the fucking ideas that pop out right at the end.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, guys. You guys have a good fucking night. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you later this week.
Yeah. Look forward to talking with you guys again.